before I flip it, I'm going to be putting on that big turning wheel, and on this bolt it looked like it did have a little bit of Loctite of some sort, so I'm going to put a bead on there, stick that on. This can only go in one direction. It's got a shape on the shaft, and then I'll put that on, then I'll flip it over. So I'll do that bit of Loctite on there and put it on. Okay, so I've got my nuts and bolts in a bucket. I've done the bead of silicone, goes all the way around. Now how these go on, these can only go on one way because they've got a good sized groove for the element, the heating element that's on the side there. So I'll go get that. Okay, so the other half is on now. So you got 8 of those long bolts go around and squash out the silicone, and that's all done up to that stage. So next, let's see. Okay, so I've just put it up on one of these painting trestles. Yeah, a bit heavy going up when they're a bit more complete. But now it's the attachment stage. Now you got those 2 big thick springs down here. There's one on either side. They have to go on. And you got like, they're almost like shockers. They could be called shockers. These bars, there's 1, 2, and there's another one, like a centralized stabilizer. That has to go on as well. And they connect there, and there should be another one central just there. So, but I want to go, I think I'll start with the springs, because I know the springs are a bit of a mongrel to muck around with, so let's get to it. They weren't too bad. So what I did is I took the spring off, all the way off, make sure you got it in the right direction of course, and I looped it on the actual tub first, it's down there somewhere, and then I pulled it up to where they just push in there and then pull down, so they're all both in. So next I'm going to try and put these shockers in, and they've got 3 bolts with Loctite instead of red, so I'm going to put some more Loctite, stick them on. So I'm just putting in those 13 mils. They're down on the bottom. I've already done the other one, put some Loctite on this one, but it's best to have an extension like this and a long 13. Well, what I'm using is a long 13 mil, and you can easily get there and tighten that up. Okay, it's nice and tight. So I've only got one more to do, which is that one down there, and all 3 legs are done. Okay, and again, this is why it's good to have extensions, because it gets right up in there, and you've got a whole special hole for getting to that top of the head. Yeah, so I'll keep tightening that and get that one done. Okay, so after attaching that last leg, what I've done next is I attach that pipe, but this unit, this has got 2 screws that hold it here, but it goes under and then goes up into this lip and then pulls forward, and this rear rubber in here, that sort of starts up about there and then pushes in and keeps that in place. And I've also just did this one. These are pretty easy, you can do these by hand, and that's popped on as well. That's up to scratch from where I'm at. So what I'm doing now is just looking at what needs attaching, what's not attached, and then I'll just video what I did. Okay, I've come around just to the back of where I remember doing this fun bit of circuitry. It's not too hard. You see this long yellow wire? You can see the holes going up and up and then onto that screw. So that's where that yellow wire goes, and then pretty much these are pretty much in the same spots where I removed them. So you've got the one in the middle, the green, one on the far left, the blue, and one on the far right is red. So I'll stick that on and do another video. One sec. Okay, so just put those wires in. So as I said, red, green and blue, and then this pushing thing into the rubber, and then that goes up to the, must be like an earth, and the motor plug and play is in. So that's how that one's done. I didn't realise this, but when I released the rubber on the door, this is probably the only part I haven't really, I cleaned it outside, but on this inner, I'm going to have to get in there and give that a good jet wash. It's nice hard rubber, so it'll take it, but look how dirty that is, so I'm going to have to give that a jet wash first before I connect that. Okay, next I put this skinny one, because this one was already underneath that thing, whatever that is. So I attached it, goes down the side, and that real small one, you just lower that again. That small one then connects to this plastic funnel, and the bigger one just goes behind it. You can see in there, behind it, it goes up, and then it sits just on there. So next I've just put this weight on. These aren't done yet, so this is the third thing I'm doing. I just got to bolt those down with the, I think they were still 13 mils. Yeah, 13 mils. So I'll put that next weight on. Now the belt to take on and off is not too hard actually. You just pretty much, when you're taking it off, you just pull it to the side and then force it to come off, and it'll come off. And then it's pretty much reversed the same way. So you have it down here on your lowest point on the edge, and then you bring it around and then really push it on, and then eventually it'll just come back on. It's pretty easy, and that's all back on. So you don't need to loosen anything or bring anything down or anything. It's just pretty much like the old push bike, where you just push the chain on as you turn the cog, and eventually the cog grabs hold of it all and goes around. But that feels so much better in between there. Yeah, it's good. Bearing was a good replacement. Okay, next. Okay, so next will be the front weight. So that pretty much just goes onto these, but one you can't see where it goes because it's got its own indent inside. So it pretty much just sits on this one, and the other three, they screw on. So I'll put those on now. Okay, now I've jet washed all that crap out. That's come up really clean. It's time to install. Okay, that's the front weight all installed. So next to I've washed that door. So yeah, I'll show you. I just put the door on. It's looking a bit more like a washing machine again. Nice and clean. It's like brand new. Keep going. You got it connected, powered on for 15 minutes. It's not flashing this time. And I'm just doing a 15-minute with just some soap suds in there with no clothes, just to see if there's any leaks or mishaps. Oh boy. Okay, we'll be back. Let's have a look at the back. See it move. How quiet that is. I can already tell in a big way the difference in the bearings. Doing a 50-minute wash. It's going smooth so far. No leaks. Okay, we're on the last 3 minutes. It should start to get into that spin soon. Actually, I think it's getting into it now. Dead quiet so far. No leaks. Spinning like crazy. Like, you're going to get your usual boom boom because of the close. And it's not balanced on the concrete. So if that was balanced, what a good job. Oh, I'm feeling vibration like the earthquake today. Oh my goodness. Did anyone feel the earthquake? Actually feels good holding a washing machine. Ooh, I'm losing weight. They say if you vibrate, you lose weight. So don't trust the skinny chick. Yep, no problem there. And no leaks. Excellent outcome. Now that should give us our musical signal in a second. Well, that I fixed the knock. Free washing machine minus the parts, so around the $60, and my labour, obviously free labour. And yeah, these are still around the $750 mark, $750, so it's not bad. So an updated front loader of electronic is yes, so it's saying the 1 minute. Should give us a ring ding 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 bell in a second. Just waiting. And that will conclude our video, like the bell unboxing. Yeah, it's going to do it in a second. Washing is done, and that concludes this video.